Hey guys, I'm Stefan. Welcome back to another video in my Burgmuller's op.100 series. In this video, we're going to learn how to play number 4 Children's Party or Petite Réunion. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and make sure to check the notifications bell to never miss a new video. Also, I now offer online piano lessons. If you're looking for one, there's going to be information in the description below. So a couple of words about the book. Burgmuller's Opus 100 is my ultimate favorite technique books for beginners and intermediate students. It goes from around grade 1 to grade 5, depending on the speed of how fast you play the pieces. It's basically a collection of technical studies, pieces which sound very pretty but have a lot of technical challenges, but they are in manageable chunks, 1 or at most 2-page pieces, so you can learn a lot if you go through this book from beginning to end without wasting a lot of time on extremely lengthy pieces or very boring finger exercises. In this video, we're going to learn number 4, and as I said, it's a children's party. And this piece is basically an exercise in staccato and legato thirds and 6 consecutive ones. So it's very, very tricky because this is one of those areas in piano technique that is very difficult to master. It takes a long time to practice, and depending on the speed, it can get very tricky the faster you go. Now, obviously, to get the benefit of the piece, you don't have to play it extremely fast, but it needs to have a nice flow. The tempo that it's giving you, 1-5-2, doesn't necessarily have to be that fast, but if you can go 1-5-2, it's great, but you're going to benefit from the piece at a much slower pace as well. So let's have a look at the main difficulties. I'm going to show you first the introduction, which is the first 6 bars. The left hand starts with a beautiful legato phrase and lift. And lift. And we've got these beautiful staccato crotchets or quarter notes in the end. So make sure you lift up between those 2 phrases and you keep the melody very connected in the left hand, and the melody is led by the hand. So follow the melody with your wrist, with your arm. Don't make it very static. And that's basically the introduction of the left hand, and the right hand starts with this descending sequence of thirds. And depending on the edition that you might have, you might see very different finger numbers here. What works best for me is starting on 2-4, 1-3, 2-4, 1-3, 2-4, 1-3, 2-4, 1-3, 1-2. But the book gives 5-3, 2-4, 1-3, 5-3, 2-4, 1-3. I find that a little bit harder because we need to do more crossing. So 2-4, 1-3 works best for me, but whichever works best for you. The whole point is to make sure you don't use the same finger all the way through. So when you play these thirds, first of all, you have to make sure the 2 notes go down together. We start on the F and D. And in this introduction, these thirds are going to be staccato. So having a nice forearm staccato with a little bit of wrist, bouncing up, and it also has a decrescendo, so getting a little bit quieter as we come down that scale. And then we have the same again. And then we've got the staccato chords, C, D, and the G major chord. And then the rest has a fermata, so we wait a little bit before we go into the next section. So hands together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and rest and rest, rest, rest. So make sure to count because you've got quavers and crotchets. The rhythm is crucial. Then we go into this second section, which is until the repeat sign. Again, I didn't play the repeats in the introduction because I want to keep it as short as possible. But obviously, if you perform it, make sure you do the simple repeats. So here the left hand is quite simple. It's a little bit stretchy and jumpy, but it's playing single notes. So starting on the low C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. And we finish on the C, E. So just a simple melody with skips and fourths. Make sure you get used to the finger numbers before you add in the right hand. As I said, it's quite stretchy. The right hand is a lot more complicated. First of all, we start playing these thirds from the introduction in a legato connected way, which is a lot harder. So starting on the C, E, 5, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, and then changing on the same note to 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, crossing over 3, 5, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, changing to 2, 4 on the same two notes, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 4, and back to the staccatos, but this time a rising scale. And finishing on the C, E. So again, I was using 1, 3, 2, 4 for the rising scale, but I'm always starting on 3, 5 with the legato thirds. Now, before starting this exercise, it would be very beneficial to do a little double thirds exercise. So put your hand into the C position, 1 on the C, 5 on the G, and work in pairs. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3. And repeating this many times, very connected, smoothly. So make sure your fingers don't come up between the notes like this, but connected. And obviously the biggest challenge of this is to get the notes, the pairs of notes to go down together. What can happen is that it sounds like this. The hand gets tense, our fingers are not the same length, so it's difficult to balance. So what you can do in these exercises or patterns, you rotate the hand a little bit towards the shorter fingers. So I'm doing a slight rotation to compensate for the shorter fifth finger. And that's really going to help with these double thirds. So practice them as slowly as you need to, but make sure the fingers are really curved and the wrist is flexible. So let's do it on the count now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 now we get to our sixths. So A and F, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now again, with these sixths, they are supposed to be legato, but my book is giving me 5-1, 5-1, 5-1, which is not possible to do legato. If I wanted to do it legato, I would go 5-1, 1-4, 1-3, and then I can always keep one finger down as I'm moving through these intervals. So a little bit contradictory of what he wants, because he puts a legato sign or the editor, but finger numbers which do not allow for a legato sound. Now, when you put these together, the key thing is, again, to keep those double thirds together very accurately, and the left hand is able to do these stretches. And so on. Now, dynamics-wise, you can see that this first note, the C and E, has a sforzato sign on it, SF, which means very loud, but just on that one note, and then pull it back to quiet. So you would start really loud and then back to quiet, and as you go up on that scale, you do a crescendo and back to loud on the C, and then back to quiet again, and when you get to the 6, finishing loud. Now this was the end of that first half of the piece. Now we go into this middle section. Let's call it middle section because the first section is going to return. And here the left hand starts a different pattern in a G major position. So G, B, D, again in thirds, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, change to 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3, repeat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right hand joins in. Left hand. And now together. So left hand starts, right hand joins in with the last note, then left hand comes again, and then they go in contrary motion away from each other. And we have a crescendo, and then the right hand. Left hand goes into the treble clef. Down an octave. And back to that first section, and it's going to finish exactly the same as the first section, so we can call it an ABA section. Now I forgot to say at the beginning that we don't have any key signature, so it's in the key of C major, and the time signature is a C, so common time 4/4, so we need to count 4. The tempo also says allegro non troppo, so fast but not too fast, and that's why I said that you don't necessarily have to go 1-5-2. So the biggest challenge of this piece is these thirds in the right hand, to get them clean together and to not build tension in the hand, and also to make it sound smooth legato and to get that melody to flow at the top of those thirds. As I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, the best thing would be to practice this C major position double third exercise. So do many rounds of that. You can even shift up your hand, shift up, and just practice going between the pairs of fingers 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 1, 3. And if you do that as a warm-up, it's really going to help with those double thirds in the right hand and the left hand in the middle section. So I hope this helped, a little bit of hints and tips on how to practice this piece. Obviously go very slowly in the beginning, needless to say. If you have any more questions about the piece, leave them in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.